How's it going, everybody? Today's video is one that you can just kind of leave in the background, in your headphones, headset, on your TV, wherever it may be, and just go do some chores, wash dishes, all that. I'm gonna be telling you about a couple different weapons you should be trying, or at least I recommend that you try, in the hardware game type that we have in labs this week. So, to start off, I'm gonna go ahead and mention a couple of things. There are some abilities that can weave around the no ability requirement. Cryosthesia is one of them. We could implement with the aspect for Diamond Lance, can do the same exact thing. Lance Cap is kind of useless here. Lorelei as well. Synthos would give you benefit. ACDs would give you benefit. Anything that gives you something off of a melee, for the most part, is going to do you pretty solid. Movement boots, anything that's when you get kills with a weapon gives you damage increase is also going to be good here. But for weapons specifically, I do heavily recommend the entire suite of Season of the Deep weapons. That's the Season 21 weapons. Different times, distant pole, the SMG, the hand cannon, all of them. I have videos on all of the primaries. I don't have videos on the special weapons, as they are special weapons, but they get an increase in their ability regen by a massive margin. We'll look at the hand cannons for sake of video. I went steady rounds, enhanced stability, intrinsic, perfect float, and focus fury on mine. That's what my stat split looks like. Perfect float gives you some AE, focus fury gives you damage, unsated hunger gives you 100 handling, 73 stability, 87 reload. You could adjust this even more by doing some other combinations, but I do recommend that you go in and look at these weapons now that this is the thing, because this, different times, all of them. Just with a standard loadout, let's say I went chambered compensator, ricochet, any kind of perk there, I think I went heating up specifically for the stability. And then your pick of final column, I'd probably go golden tricorn or adrenaline junkie for the increase of the handling to get you as close to 100 as possible. You could then do range intrinsic, like, it goes on and on. These are wonderful weapons to be using right now in this game type because different times specifically is a 540 pulse, which are known for egregiously low handling and reload. So with that free 60 to both of those stats, you are already set to go and run lobbies. Those are some weapons I do recommend trying. If you have the Wicked Implement, I highly recommend trying it in here because they can't use any movement abilities to get away from you as soon as you've got creeping attrition going. So essentially it's just target practice the entire time. Anything that gives you a way to become invisible or benefit from a subclass specific verb like Rat King is going to be really solid. Lumina, if you want to play healer still, is going to be an excellent choice. Ruinous Effigy gives you the transmutation sphere off of weapon kill, so you have the chance to use that. Any of the glaive exotics are going to be solid here. I do recommend trying out at least the Warlock and the Titan Glaive, because that is a free way to give your entire team overshields. Another weapon type, I guess you could say, or weapon perk to give a try, would be Slick Draw. I've been using it here for a little while now. My scaler, I crafted it with the enhanced Slick Draw as well as the Hortative. I was using this, no mods, no nothing, and I was able to commit to gunfights, and since I had no abilities coming my way, that extra handling, or that 100 handling, just makes it amazing. 100% I recommend you try them. They may not perform well at the start, it just takes practice. Alright, other weapons I would recommend trying. Anything that has subclass specific things. So Risk Runner in here would be solid, because if you take any arc damage, you then take advantage of that. But there's no abilities to hyper elite you when you're trying to use it. Trinity Ghoul might have a place in here. Ereba's another solid option I've seen. Anything that gives you something specific. You could try Skyburners in here. It may not work as well, but it's worth a shot. Tommy's Matchbook with the Precious Scars would be another solid option in here, because it gets around the subclass-specific requirements and just gives you the benefits. Manticore would be another good one to try. Centrifuge. Kinetics, I do highly recommend trying Last Word in here if you want to try and get better with it, because you, again, it's probably the best spot to do it, I would say. Lumina, I recommended. Outbreak Perfected with the Chromatic Fire Warlock. Bad Juju would be good in here. You've also got things like Cryosthesia. Cryosthesia, like I mentioned at the beginning, can negate the Diamond Lance requirement, or Diamond Lance kill requirement, just plainly off of the gun itself, so that is a good option. No Time to Explain, always a solid option. Wishkeeper might be an interesting pick in here as well. And then I'll go ahead and go over a couple exotics as well to try, because there's a reason to try some of these. Precious Scars, any weapon that matches your element will heal you and give you overshield. Or healing, I believe, for you and your allies. ACDO Feedback Fence for Titan. Just take advantage of any kind of armor charge. Aeon Safe with the Sect of Vigor over here. Yes, you don't get the class ability energy, but you give damage resist to your allies, which is a worthwhile thing to have. No Backup Plans could potentially work in here. I haven't tried that out, so if you have done that, or if you are inclined to try it, let me know if that does work. Worm Gods, anything that gives you a damage increase would be solid in here. Doomfang Pauldron, specifically with a Void weapon, and just get the double kills and continue those double kill chains, would be good. Also the Path of Burning Steps for the same reason. Peacekeeper's always a solid pick. You don't have to build into it or require anything with it. Actium War Rig for any kind of auto rifles. There's a lot of good ones right now. With that, let's see. Dune Marchers, any kind of movement exotic is going to be really solid in here. Severance, if it didn't require the melee, or the charged melee, would be something fun to try. Or Hunters, Knucklehead Radar. You've got something like Aeon Swifts again, Mechaneer's Trick Sleeves for the sidearms. Sealed Ahamkara Grasp. Now hear me out on this. When you get a melee hit of any kind, it reloads your equipped weapon and enhances your jump. So, if you don't want to run Stompies by chance, this might be an option for you, and a very solid one at that. Liar's Handshake, to give you that extra damage when someone melees you. Oathkeeper for any type of bows. And then, let's see. Gear Falcons, if you run the Rat King, would probably work in here. Same thing with Omnioculus. You just can't make your teammates invisible, so that kind of takes away from it. That's about it for Hunters, I would say. For Warlocks, Astrocyte to take advantage of the Volatile off of the Blink. And then, let's see. Winter's Guile, melee kills increase damage. You can get one-hits with it if you get it going well enough. Bernstein gives you some health with Cure and Restoration, I believe. Aeon Souls for the exact same thing I mentioned for the other two classes. Ophidian Aspect. Nope. Necrotic Grip for Thorn, or just plain melees. And then Chromatic Fire is the one I would highly recommend trying, specifically because it gives you the explosions. I was running this with with Blast Furnace yesterday, with a Head Secret Kill Clip roll that I got my hands on. Absolutely nutty. 100% worth a try. Use it with any kinetic weapon we have in the game right now. Midnight Coup, Ace of Spades, whatever it may be. It's worth a try, especially on Arc Warlock. for the blind, or void for the weaken or volatile, whatever it is that it procs. I would also recommend the Stag, or Rain of Fire. The Stag specifically because it gets around the no healing rift aspect, so when you die or your teammate dies, you get a 2x resist healing rift or empowering rift, whatever they decide to run. So you can take advantage of that and get some pretty quick kills with any kind of weapon that way. That's about it for exotics to try, and weapons that I do highly recommend trying out. And then with that, I guess, just try out anything that you haven't normally used before. Like I said, Slick Draw is a solid option. Any of the weapons from Season of the Deep, if you have them crafted, awesome. If you don't, it's not a requirement. I mean, this sniper specifically is one of the fastest 140s you will ever feel. But with that, I will go ahead and call this here. So, last couple things. Hope this was an informative little video, PSA type thing. Hopefully I'll see some of these weapons in there. Let me know how they feel to you. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.